You fall, expecting to hit the ground, but you don't. You instead end up in an alternate dimension, one ruled by harsh fluorescent light and soggy yellow carpet. The only thing you can see is half walls and endless rooms, all wallpapered in an awful yellow design. Welcome to the Backrooms. They have been once again waiting for you, and they have gotten much, much worse. The thought of suddenly and unknowingly ending up in a world other than your own is terrifying. Some describe the Backrooms as a dingy office space with no escape. Others describe it as a multi-level parallel universe. Some layers are littered with terrible entities that get more violent the deeper you go. There are separate theories for the creatures and what they can and will do to you. The facts: there are 8 main levels and 3 secondary levels, documented at this time, at least. Level 0 starts the lobby. Level 2, lurking danger. Level 3, electrical station. Level 4 is the office, while level 5 is terror hotel. Level 6 is lights out. Level 7 is the flooded house. And level 8, the cave system. Not one of those sounds delightful. Not even the office. Just talk to anyone that has had to ride a cubicle for most of their adult life. We are on floor 0, the topmost floor. As mentioned before, it is the one with the dingy carpets and moldy wallpaper. There are a few creatures called entities. Some are helpful and some are passive, while most are incredibly aggressive. Most of the documentation about these creatures have been found on scratching on the walls or notes left on pieces of paper. It seems that when you enter the back rooms, you fall back to your caveman roots, placing cave drawings on the walls to create posterity for the poor folks that follow you. The most common entity on this level are known as facelings. They seem to take the shape of human males, but with no facial features. They are always friendly on level 0. There's also 6 arms, believed to be aggressive, but there has only been one confirmed sighting of this entity on level 0. 6 arms are known to be on level 1 and 2 more than any other. It's believed that level 0 is fairly safe. The only concern is food and water. You may find a base or get lucky enough to find other inhabitants, but due to the size of this level, you will most likely be alone. You might find almond water scattered about. No one has explained why almond water is so popular in the back rooms, but enjoy it when you find it. Finding some is still incredibly rare though, and you are most likely going to have to extract water from the carpets. Supposedly it doesn't harm you. I suggest you do the same if you find yourself there. It's better than starving. I didn't say this would at all be pleasant. Level 1 is called lurking danger, and rightfully so. If you found yourself here, prepare for every moment from here on out to get progressively worse. There are more entities on this level. It's thought that there are not very many friendlies here either. The entities you may find here are dullers, hounds, and skin stealers, all harmful. On this level, it's important to stay as sane as possible. It's thought that creatures here feed on your fear and weakness. They can tell you have been wandering at level 0 for some time. The food and water are also similar here. The key to surviving level 1 is to avoid the hounds. They crawl on all fours and are aggressive every time you encounter one. If you do encounter one, you only have 2 options: run or stare it down. It's believed that hounds, while vicious, are intimidated if you show any form of dominance. Stare into their eyes until they turn away. Or if you already ran out of fear, then run as fast as you can. Run into every room you see. Double back if you have to. Anything to throw the hound off your trail. The skin takers are the most feared entity on this level. While normally docile, they will consume any living thing they see when hungry. I would assume they are always hungry if I were in the back rooms. They will wear your flesh on top of their own. I don't mean they'll take your skin and place it over their body. They will become and look like you. They can also mimic the voice of the last person they killed. When you're on this level and hear cries or people calling for help, immediately turn around and do not engage. Even if they're not hungry, do not engage one. They will be aggravated easily. Eventually you'll see an entrance to level 2. No turning back now. Level 2 consists of mainly dark maintenance tunnels stretching for millions of miles. The few that have survived have dubbed it pipe dreams. There's a thick black fluid found everywhere. There are dead ends, locked doors, and open doors that lead to nowhere. Level 2 will be tougher than the last two. The hallways are narrow, preventing escape from many entities that you may encounter. Food and water are also harder to find. The entities are some of the most dangerous in the back rooms. I know, keeps getting better. The ones you may see here are smilers, clumps, hounds, death moths, skin takers, and insanities. You know about a few of those, but you don't need to know about the other ones. Just escape as soon as you spot them. You'll have to get lucky on food and water. The only liquid that is consistent is the black sludgy material, which I would assume is toxic. Temperatures also start to rise here. The hallway won't be too bad, but if you find yourself in a room, you may feel an intense change of heat. Some say it'll be upwards of 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Try to avoid this at all costs, but if you have to go through, make it as fast as possible. You may be transported to another, even more dangerous level of the back rooms if you stay in the heat for too long. You want to go through every level, not jump into unknowns, believe me. Which brings us to floor 3, the electrical station. No surprise here, we're still in imminent danger. It also contains multiple entities that will now kill on sight. Strangely enough though, this floor contains plentiful resources, even phones. It is still important to keep your sanity. Overall, I'd recommend keeping your stay here brief. Don't get trapped or hung up on the food and water. Take what you can and find the exit to the next level. Chances of survival decrease every second. To exit this level, you must locate an elevator on the left side of the wall. Entering will most likely take you to level 5, but sometimes, if you're lucky, you may end up in level 4, the office. Level 4 will be a much needed break from the madness you've encountered so far. It's mostly devoid of entities. Like 3, this floor has an abundance of food and water. There are even drinking fountains in the hundreds here. You'll find people more frequently here. Once you discover the relative safety, you may want to stay here. In fact, many survivors have. At this level, you'll have to decide what you want to do. Stay in the office forever, or try to escape back to the real world. If you choose to leave, it'll only get worse from here. Level 5 is known as the Terror Hotel. Yeah, we would probably be better off not knowing the name of this floor before arriving. It's a relatively easy floor to survive though. The threat here is more psychological than physical. Do not underestimate this floor. It appears like an early 20th century hotel. There are only a few main areas you'll be able to access. The main hall and the boiler room. There are also entities here. Big surprise. The death moths are the most popular resident. Before you know it, they can swarm you, infecting you with their venomous bites. There are reports that getting attacked by death head moths in the back rooms will mummify your insides and out. But like regular moths, they're attracted to light. Stay in the darkness as much as you can. There's also the rumor of the beast of floor 5. It's dressed like a man, suit and all, but with an oxen face. Getting out isn't too difficult. Just locate the elevator you arrived in. It won't be in the same place. Follow the darkness until you see the familiar up and down arrows. The only option will be to go down. You've now found level 6. It's going to be a nightmare. It's widely considered to be the most dangerous level of all. It's called Lights Out. If you survive passing here, you truly have my respect. Most people get here by mistake, either by clipping through a false window or a spot in a hallway. Some people mistakenly explore the boiler room of level 5, entering this terrifying void. It's entirely devoid of all natural light. If you do not have a flashlight or a lighter, you will not survive. Human contact is impossible. It seems only you are here. That also means that entities are low, which is the only good thing about this place. The main attack will be on your sanity. You'll need to remind yourself of who you are and where you are. If you cannot maintain yourself, you will become an insanity. a zombie-like creature that feeds off the fear of others. You will be able to move freely throughout the back rooms, just not in your human form. It's said that if you can survive for more than 48 hours, you'll appear in level 7. There's no door or clipped area. You'll also have no recollection of how you got there in the first place. Level 6 does have a sub-level. If you're being hunted by an entity or feel your sanity slipping, lie flat on the ground. There's a chance you'll clip into 6.1. This is an empty room filled with provisions. Strange, but true. Level 7 will find you in an area of a room that looks like level 0, but in the ocean. Not that dramatic, but there's varying levels of water where you now walk. It's easy to get disoriented here. You'll be walking and suddenly shift 180 degrees, plunging into frigid water that's now neck deep. It's not advised to stay here long due to hypothermia and unseen entities. You also need to avoid the Thing on level 7. It's believed to kill every other human and entity on this floor. At this point, you'll probably be low on food and water. There is plenty of water, but you may need to find others to trade with. There's also a rumor of a cult on level 7 that prays to the Thing. Either accept their offer and become one of them, or decline. If you decline, they will still trade with you, but may drug you and feed you to the Thing. This place is genuinely terrifying, as no one is sure what's real here. The only way out of level 7 is through an underwater cave. Find it in one of the rooms, and consider yourself incredibly lucky. You have entered one of the last levels, level 8, the cave system. The only hope you have in finding the exit is random. The cave is endless miles of darkness. Entities litter the cave systems. Spiders are said to be the rulers of this place. It's not uncommon to run into a queen's nest here. Try every opportunity to clip through the floor or the walls. Floors after level 8 are not officially documented, and as such, cannot be described accurately. These floors are known as the quantum unstable floors. Every floor that I've mentioned has a secondary floor. The most popular are the hub, the hive, and the end. The end is a fake floor that makes users think they have escaped the back rooms. This floor is relatively dangerous and is advised to not enter any door marked exit. The end can come at any time. God be with you if you've entered this place. The hive is an endless maze of caverns and caves covered in fleshy, pulsing skin. This is rumored to be where the entities all come from, which means they have to reproduce somewhere. It's also the floor with the highest documented entities, naturally. You can enter this from level 6 or 8 if you're unlucky enough. It can be exited through a passage directly west of the entrance. The hub is a tunnel with doors on either side, leading to the back rooms. At this time, you can only enter level 1, 2, and 3 from the hub. As far as we know, entities cannot enter the hub. This makes it dense with traders. This is another location I'd recommend staying if you wish to live out the rest of your life in relative comfort. So, we now know all the documented levels of the back room. Now, the question is, how would you survive? Personally, I think I'd call it a day at floor 4. The risk is too great for me. What would you do?